Before watching this movie, I'd heard a lot of negative buzz about it. Most of the negativity seemed to center on two main things. First, that Chris Evans voices Buzz Lightyear, and although him and Tim Allen have both been known to quickly and drastically change appearance in some of their films, as far as we know, Chris Evans is not Tim Allen. And secondly, apparently Disney is trying to brainwash all children into being homosexual, or gay characters were in it or something. I'd have to watch for myself to find out, and as a person who loves to talk shit about Disney, I'm perfectly happy to talk shit about it if either of these things were issues in this movie, but they aren't. With the amount of backlash, I was really expecting something more in your face with the gay characters, but it simply wasn't there. There's about 30 seconds of it, mostly in a montage. It's not sexual. I even missed the kiss initially because it's so brief, but it's entirely tasteful. The movie simply allows gay characters to exist and moves on, as we're going to do.
Then again,
Chris Evans does a good job with Buzz. You can tell he uses Tim Allen's voice work as a blueprint for imitation, and they throw plenty of familiar lines into it. If I had creative influence at Disney, I would have suggested getting Tim Allen to voice older Buzz and keeping it a secret. It wouldn't have required that much time, and it would indicate that he's okay with this passing of the torch. It could have been an entertaining meta moment for adults to have old and new Buzz have the whole "I'm Buzz Lightyear" argument.
I'm Buzz Lightyear. I am Buzz Lightyear. I'm Buzz Lightyear.
And perhaps be a brief moment of an olive branch in a never-ending culture war. Overall, this film was just okay to me. The cat is likable, and Lady Bonicorn would have my head if I don't mention that Taika Waititi does a voice in it. There were some moments that seemed unoriginal and basically borrowed from Interstellar, and while this movie didn't stand out to me amongst Pixar films, some of the animation and cinematography are beautiful, and I suppose we're all a bit spoiled in expecting that from Pixar nowadays, but it's important to note that despite not much enjoying it, I'm in my 30s and I'm really no longer the primary target. Going forward, I like the thought of these sequels developing into a modernized CGI version of the long-forgotten Star Command show, and honestly I like the idea of this movie as a way to take a character we're familiar with and tell a new story, rather than pumping out another unnecessary sequel. The safe bet for a studio is always going to be to go with a sequel or a reboot and not to take risks with unestablished properties. And this movie found a way to ride the line between those by incorporating a character in lines we may have nostalgia for, while also telling a story that's practically independent of the original property. And personally, I'd rather encourage this kind of creative twist and bit of risk taking, and offer one iota of respect for being willing to lose some money by having the movie banned in 14 countries for keeping a gay kiss and holding to their morals, rather than their previous hypocritical behavior of pandering to the left in our country and then changing the presentation of a film or cutting a gay kiss entirely in another country. So as hard as this is for me, in this particular instance, I'd like to offer Disney props for their behavior. For me, this movie was just okay. It dragged on a bit too long and was kind of boring for me. However, if you aren't going to see it purely because of any of the controversy around it, I encourage you to reconsider. To infinity and beyond. You've got a friend of me. You've got a friend of me. When film sales are going dead and them folks are mean on them internet threads, you just remember what that old king said. Oh, you've got a friend of me. Yeah, you've got a friend of me.